Before McGregor showed up, Chael was the best trash talker, and when he got booked to fight Anderson Silva, he went crazy. Silva was the long-reigning middleweight champ at the time. Nobody could touch him. Not only that, but he was also calm and composed, the type of guy nobody could rattle except for Chael. Chael had no filter. In one interview, he said he was going to go to Silva's house and slap his wife on the ass if she doesn't cook him a medium-rare steak. He called Anderson a fraud and a liar, and even said his black belt was worth less than a Happy Meal toy.
We don't have to fight. I issued him in writing, I sent it over my demands. He leave the UFC for no less than 12 months. He issued an apology to the fans. Simple things. And he erected a statue in my likeness in his living room that he bowed to each evening. He didn't accept them.
It was hilarious and had everyone glued to the build-up. But what made this trash talk different was that Chael actually backed it up, for most of the fight at least. He dominated Silva for over 4 rounds, landed takedowns, stayed on top and tore him up. The whole world was watching in shock as the champ looked completely helpless. Then came the final minutes of round 5. Silva, cool under pressure like always, pulled off one of the slickest triangle chokes you'll ever see from the bottom. He locked it in tight and Chael had no choice but to tap. After all that domination, all that trash talk, Chael ended up losing right at the finish line. Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz. After knocking out Aldo in just 13 seconds to become the featherweight champ, Conor McGregor had one thing on his mind, and that is to become a double champ. So he moved up to lightweight to challenge RDA for the belt. But when RDA pulled out with an injury, Nate stepped in on short notice. Conor went full McGregor mode. He called Nate every name in the book and made it seem like he was doing him a favor by even fighting him.
Dance for me, Nate. Dance for me. And don't look me in the eye when you dance. Your little gazelle friends are going to be staring through the cage, looking at you, getting your carcass getting eaten alive. He's like a little cholo gangster from the hood. He makes gun signs with the right hand and animal balloons with the left hand.
Nate just sat there taking it all in. It was like when your dad's yelling at you and all you can do is sit there and take it. But once the cage door shut, it was time to let the hands do the talking. Conor came out swinging in round 1, fast and flashy, landing clean shots. But in round 2, everything changed. Nate cracked Conor with a clean combo, wobbled him, then dragged him to the ground and choked him out. Just like that, the double champ dream hit a wall. This was Conor's first UFC loss. Ben Askren versus Jorge Masvidal. When Ben Askren finally made it to the UFC, he wasted no time showing everyone how much he loved to talk trash. He came in loud, cocky, undefeated, and started calling out anyone with a name. After his super controversial win over Robbie Lawler, the UFC lined him up with Jorge Masvidal, and that's when he really cranked up the trash talk. Ben clowned on Jorge non-stop in the lead-up. He said Masvidal was scared and acted like beating him would be easy work. In one interview, he even said he beat Masvidal in training before and could finish him any way he wanted once fight night came
around. George, just tell the people, are you scared? If you're scared, I will move on to somebody else. Stop being a chicken and just say yes.
Jorge didn't say much. He let Ben do all the talking. Then came the fight and Jorge finished him in just 5 seconds. As soon as the fight started, Jorge sprinted across the octagon and hit Ben with a flying knee. Ben was out cold before he even hit the mat. Just like that, Jorge broke the record for the fastest knockout in UFC history with 5 seconds. That moment instantly turned Jorge into a superstar and sent Ben's career into a downward spiral. If there's one fight that proves how badly trash talk can backfire, it's this one. Ben became a record. Conor versus Khabib. If there was ever a fight fueled entirely by trash talk and tension, it was this fight. This wasn't just about belts or rankings, this was personal as it can get. Leading up to the fight, Khabib confronted one of McGregor's teammates in a Brooklyn hotel for disrespectful comments he made online. This set off a chain reaction, causing McGregor and his team of 30 to fly from Ireland and attack a bus carrying Khabib and several other fighters. Conor can be seen throwing a dolly through the window, which injured a bunch of fighters. Shortly after, Conor and his team could be seen running out of the parking lot, with Khabib posting a video asking for his location.
Send me a message, like location, I'm gonna come. Whatever you want, doesn't matter. Ireland, New York, Brooklyn or Moscow, doesn't matter. Tell me.
This led to McGregor's arrest, multiple charges, and a legal battle, but luckily he reached a plea deal and avoided jail time. In press conferences, Conor unleashed a non-stop wave of insults. He went after Khabib's team, country, family, religion, and everything else.
You're a phony, a fake, and I'm gonna expose you. Now you're up on the real shit, kid. You're with the real dogs now, brother, yeah? And you're gonna be smoked October 6th.
But Khabib wasn't having it. He barely said a word back. When fight night came, Khabib let his hands in grappling do the talking. He cooked Conor from the start. McGregor had a few moments here and there, but the control from Khabib was on another level. In round 4, Khabib locked in a neck crank and made Conor tap, and just when he thought it was over, chaos broke out. Khabib jumped the cage and went after McGregor's team, while his team jumped in the octagon to fight Conor. But despite the post-fight madness, one thing was clear: Conor talked more trash than anyone ever had, and Khabib shut him down in the most dominant way possible. Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. After losing to Dustin by TKO in their second fight, Conor came into the trilogy with a completely different vibe. This time he flipped the switch and went full villain again. Trash talk, insults, personal shots, everything. He also went after his wife, calling her names and even accusing her of sliding into his DMs. He went all in on Dustin and said Dustin's last win was a fluke and that the real McGregor was back to take over. He promised to kill Dustin in the cage and leave him on a stretcher.
Win by KO?
KO, out on a stretcher.
But once the cage door closed, Conor ended up on a stretcher. Dustin had the upper hand early, landed clean shots, checked Conor's kicks, and stayed calm. As the first round was coming to an end, Conor stepped back awkwardly and snapped his leg. Just like that, the fight was over. It wasn't just a loss, it was embarrassing. The guy who said he'd kill Dustin left the octagon in a stretcher.
He's a corpse, a dead body, a blank face. It's gonna get his ass whooped and took out on a stretcher.